Once upon a time, there was a woman who lived alone and longed for a daughter of her own. One early morning, while she was watering her plants, tears began to roll down her cheeks. Suddenly, a bright light appeared, and her fairy godmother stood before her. The fairy godmother handed her a shimmering seed, explaining that it was imbued with magic and would require great love and care to grow. The woman planted the seed carefully in a pot and placed it on the sunniest windowsill. Before long, the seed sprouted and quickly grew into a beautiful flower. The woman tended to it with love, watering it every day. One day, she gently kissed the petals, and the flower suddenly bloomed. Inside sat a tiny, elegant little girl. Overjoyed, the woman felt as if a miracle had blessed her life. She named the little girl Thumbelina. She made a cradle for her out of a walnut shell, a mattress from violet petals, and a blanket from a rose petal. However, their happiness was short-lived. One night, while the woman was asleep, a large frog sneaked in and discovered Thumbelina. The frog thought Thumbelina would make a perfect bride for her son. She took Thumbelina, cradle and all, and placed her on a lily pad in the middle of a pond. When Thumbelina woke up, she found herself alone on the lily pad and began to cry. She did not want to marry the frog's ugly son. Thankfully, some kind-hearted fish saw her plight and bit through the lily pad's stem, setting it adrift. The little girl floated away from the frogs. The lily pad carried her through calm streams, cool nights, and golden sunlight. A beetle spotted Thumbelina and carried her to his home. But the other beetles mocked her unusual appearance. Frustrated, the beetle left her in the depths of the forest. Winter came, bringing cold and hunger. Thumbelina struggled to find food and shelter until she discovered a tiny hidden cottage belonging to a kind field mouse. The mouse welcomed her, providing her with food and a warm place to stay. Life became more stable, but the mouse planned to marry her off to a wealthy mole neighbor. Thumbh the mole was rich, he lived underground in eternal darkness, while Thumbelina longed for sunlight. Unwilling to accept her fate, Thumbelina decided to escape before the wedding. During her flight, she stumbled upon an injured sparrow. Out of compassion, she tended to the sparrow's wounds. Once healed, the sparrow offered to help her and carried her to a distant, enchanted garden. The garden was a paradise of blooming flowers, bright sunshine, and singing birds. Thumbelina was mesmerized by its beauty, but still missed her mother dearly. As she wandered, the king of the garden appeared. Moved by her innocence and kindness, the king gifted her a pair of wings, inviting her to become his companion and promising to help her reunite with her mother. After their wedding, the king and Thumbelina flew to her mother's home. Her mother was overjoyed to see her return. From that day forward, the three of them lived a happy and fulfilling life together.